Right. What's going on, Wanda? How are you? My soul sister. All right, let's get this thing cracking.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature is for the masses. Where to put your money down and how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. And we are in our New Black Wall Street Book Club, actually our Boss Best Business Series. And what do we do here, guys? This is where we actually invest into the entrepreneur or the entrepreneur. Say you're an entrepreneur. Basically, you're someone that wants to get your business started this year. Well, this is the place that you want to be. Say you're an entrepreneur who's looking to add a product or service and you want to launch that thing outright. This is the place that you want to be. I'm taking my time to take some of the things that I've learned, some of the things that I've read, and I'm investing it into you to help you to be successful. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you're following this or watching this on any other platform, whether it's a group, whether it's my personal page, you want to come on over to ERGJ Enterprises, make sure you like the page. But then that way you can be actually have some engagement going on with me here, because I won't see what you're typing in any other place unless you're on the ERGJ Enterprises platform. But tonight, what we're going to be getting back into, we're going to be getting back into talking about the execution pipeline. Where is it at? Oh, let me go ahead and type this down. The execution pipeline. We're going through the book, The Execution Pipeline. 1 second. I thought I typed it already. By Anthony. Maybe. I erased it. We're going through the book, The Execution Pipeline by Anthony Flynn. And so that's what this book looks like here. We're getting towards the end of this book. We're going to be talking about today how to turn your business idea from dream to reality. How to turn your business idea from dream to reality. And we'll be going through this step, developing human capital. So while we're waiting on a few people to join us, I just want to remind you that today's episode is brought to you by the ERGJ Black Bazaar. And we actually do have the raw shea butter hand cream available for you for $8.49. This hand cream actually has frankincense and myrrh in it. It's also anti-aging, revitalizing, and smoothing. It also has soy milk in it as well. If you know anything about shea butter, it doesn't take a whole lot. Little dab, we get that thing all smoothed up, get your skin smooth. Whew, smells good too, by the way. So $8.49, get your shea butter hand cream. Also, I want to make you aware of an offering that we have going on from ERGJ Enterprises this Saturday. That's right, this Saturday. We're going to have an online class to teach parents how to buy stock for their kids. This Saturday, we're having an online class to teach parents how to buy stock for their kids. Everybody put in the comments below stock. Here's the deal, guys. As a people, at some point, we have to move beyond being interested in building wealth, and we have to become committed to building wealth. The way that you can show your commitment is by showing your kids how they can actually invest. Get them started early so they can get compound interest working in their favor for a long period of time. Warren Buffett, who is the third richest man in the world right now, he started investing when he was 11 years old. And I got to ask you, parent, why not your children? It's not a matter of access. It's more of a matter of awareness and knowledge. And what I'm going to do is make you aware, which I'm doing right now, but I'm going to give you the knowledge, which we're going to do on Saturday. Then you can apply the knowledge and operate from a position of wisdom where you're putting your kids in a position to succeed financially because you dropped the seed into their life at an early age. So this Saturday, we're having an online class, how to buy stock for your kids, so you have no excuse other than you decided not to show up on why you did not learn this information and why we're not teaching our kids early what we learned late. But anyway, that's what we got going on this week, or this Saturday. So I just want to make you guys aware of that as we move into our Boss Best Business Series tonight, and we're going through developing human capital. I got one other thing I want to make you aware of is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I just got invited to be able to actually host a talk show which is beta. So I actually can bring on 3 guests. And so I'm inviting you to join me. Whoever wants to join, just let me know. It's at 7 a.m. in the morning. You don't have to go anywhere. It's all live from where you are. I can send you a link. You can actually come on screen with me. We can have a good time just trying to see how this thing works out, with whether it makes sense. So it'll be 4 different people. If we get 4 different people on this platform, Facebook Live, having our show, you get to talk about what you do. You get some free advertising, but I just want to see how everything works, the kinks, and see if it makes sense for what we're doing as far as our talk. So that's an opportunity for you. If that's something that you're interested in, just let me know. I'll get you a link sent out, and then you can actually be a guest on our Money and Power show that we do at 7 a.m. in the morning. But tonight what we're talking about is developing human capital. Developing human capital. So what we've been doing, going through the execution pipeline, we're on step number 9. So let me give a quick recap on where we've been. All right, so step 1, we want to develop a focused concept. That was taking, trying to take this thing that we have up here, the idea, and bringing it out and making it and developing it. Then you wanted to measure your concept value. How much is it really worth? And then you want to create a long-term vision for whatever it is you were trying to create. Then you wanted to shape your short-term mission. Then you wanted to craft a strategy. Then we wanted to learn how to penetrate the market with our product or service. Then we needed to define success. What would be success for this venture? Then we needed to learn how to differentiate our brand. What made us different than what was already out in the market? Tonight we're talking about developing human capital. Everybody put in the comments below, developing human capital. Developing human capital. Now, again, if you are watching anywhere else other than on the ERGJ Enterprise, you want to come on over to ERGJ Enterprise. That way you can interact with us. You may be typing in another group. ERGJ Enterprise, where you want to be to interact with us tonight. So, developing human capital. So, step number 9, your ability to select, train, and retain good employees won't automatically bring you success. But these skills do factor into the equation. You'll only go as far as the people who surround you. I'll repeat that again. You'll only go as far as the people who surround you. Now, here's the deal, guys. In business, Bill Gates says this. In business, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And this here in this book is saying you only go as far as the people who surround you. So guess how far you're going to go if you're by yourself? Guess how far you're going to go if you don't learn how to develop a team or build a team, right? So you only go as far as the people who surround you. People are your greatest asset. Everybody put that in the comments below. People are your greatest asset. People are your greatest asset. All right. You need people to help you execute the critical components of your venture. These people cannot be just any people. They need to be the right people. They'll provoke you, but they'll also inspire you. They'll create problems, but they'll also solve problems. You'll make the roller coaster ride of your life attempting to lead them. John Maxwell, one of the greatest gurus of leadership, said everything rises and falls on leadership. If you plan to proceed with your idea and sustain it long term, you'll need a developed and well-led team. Teamwork makes the dream work. You can only get so far on your brilliant ideas, your good looks, your charming character, and even your financial capital. Human capital is everything. Everybody put in the comments below, human capital. Human capital is everything. The first step to leading a great team is to be a great leader. I've spoken to thousands of people on various platforms, and the one piece of advice I frequently give is that you cannot lead where you are not willing to go. And you cannot teach what you don't know. It all starts with you. From there, you can invest in people around you, developing them like you develop your venture. You must become a great leader. So as we move into developing your human capital, we move into this section. And the first section is, which is section 58 of the book, is assess your qualifications. Assess your qualifications. Everybody put that in the comments below. You want to assess your qualifications. All right. So for the last several years, I've tuned into American Idol to see underdogs from small towns in nowhere USA burst onto the scene with explosive talent. Among this talent, each season, thousands of others emerge, but take for granted the skill required to ultimately be America's Idol. It blows my mind that every year, so many of these people show up without having someone in their inner circle who has the courage to advise them not to waste their time. Money and breath, aiming for what appears to be an unrealistic goal. I support risk and having faith in your dream, but not where it's guaranteed to fail. At that point, faith becomes foolishness. I'm sure you can think of people in your past who were preparing to step in a direction you knew would doom them to failure. In fact, you might know someone in that position now. That person might even be you. Give the people around you permission to speak truth into your life. Everybody put this in the comments below. You must understand it. This is huge. Give the people around you permission to speak truth in your life. And I see too many people who will not allow the people that care about them the most the opportunity or give them the permission to speak truth into their life. Why? Because typically most people are too sensitive to actually appreciate or to allow truth to come into their life. They rather have someone that agrees with them or someone that they like, so quote unquote. Instead of having people that will speak truth into their life, they'd rather listen to lies and appreciate the lies because the lies make them feel good versus hearing the truth which will actually help them to grow. So in here we say we're just American Idol is an idea, but it's the idea that there are people in these people's lives that didn't tell them you can't sing. So just go ahead. Matter of fact, we know American Idol, they got to have some people that can't sing so they can make it a show. But the reality is this: you may be heading down a path right now that might not be right for you. And the good old book tells us that there is safety in wise counsel. So will you allow people in your life? Will you give them the permission to speak truth in your life? Or are you so sensitive, so emotional that you can't handle truth and therefore you don't allow it to be spoken into your life? You're better off knowing now if the path ahead of you is paved with landmines. Don't pursue a doomed path out of pride or ignorance. Take educated risk, but avoid foolish ones. To measure risk, examine your qualifications honestly. Can you be honest with yourself? People with great ideas, a tremendous plan, a supportive team, and all the necessary capital still struggle with unexpected obstacles. Thousands of ideas rise and fall annually, and some of the sharpest people lead them. Of course, failure comes with entrepreneurship. Failure comes with entrepreneurship. Your business heroes will probably tell you they found success in spite of failures, not because they never failed. Everybody put in the comments below, in spite. Many of our leaders have success in spite of failure, not as though they have never failed. They just succeed in spite of. And in one of my great books that I like to read, The Richest Sellers in the World, he says this: my will to succeed, failure will never overtake me if my will to succeed is strong enough. So I got to ask you today, how strong is your will to succeed? How strong is your will to succeed? You know what? I don't know whether the comments are working or not. I don't know what's going on. Let me see here. Let me just check the comments real quick, because I think people are typing and it's not coming in. Matter of fact, I'll just type. Let's see if it comes in. Either way, it doesn't matter. We can keep going. I just want to see. Yeah, it looks like the comments aren't coming in. All right, that's cool. All right, they'll probably show up later. All right, so people with so of course, failure comes with entrepreneurship. Your business heroes will probably tell you they found success in spite of failures, not because they never failed. Since even well-prepared leaders struggle, you know the challenge is great. Capital will dwindle. Employees will turn their backs on you. Deals will slip through the cracks, and projections will go unfulfilled. Assess how well you satisfy the expected qualifications, passion, and willpower to press through storms when they rise. These assessments help determine your risk level. Just as important as internal will is your external skill. So everybody put internal will and external skill. Internal will and external skill. For those that don't know, if this is your first time joining us on the Boss Vest Business Series, it's important that you have notes. Like we don't just do this just to do this. This is not just a show. This is a place of empowerment for the entrepreneur and the wantrepreneur. So if you want to get the most out of tonight, you should be taking notes. That's going to help you take what we've done tonight, and you can take it in your own time, get what you need to get from it. So make sure you're taking notes. I forgot to say that at the beginning. But just as important as internal will is your external skill. You can have all the passion and determination in the world, but if you struggle with math and science, the odds of you becoming a rocket scientist don't weigh in your favor. If you've only dropped fries at a local fast food restaurant, you can't expect to start a world-renowned business in a year. Your dream needs to align with your resume and work history. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. But I do think that there's some things that come from your resume and work history which help you to be successful. So it says here that your dream needs to align with your resume and work history. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I get where he's coming from when he says that in the book. In addition to specific skills, you'll need to exhibit exceptional work ethic. Do a 360-degree self-assessment to determine whether you can manage the task at hand. So let me ask you guys this. Have you ever in your life done an honest self-assessment of your qualifications? Have you ever in your life done an honest assessment of your qualifications? In other words, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What you're strong at, what you're weak at. Have you done an honest assessment? And here's an easy thing for you to do, maybe it'll help you out, is just get a piece of paper and write on it, one side write pros and the other side cons, and put your picture right in the middle. And then you go down and you say, here are all of my pros. In other words, here are all my strengths. Here are all the things that I'm good at. And then you need to be honest and get on over to the cons section and say, here are the things that I'm just not good at. Here are the things that I'm working on. And just go ahead and put that in the cons section. This is how you can do an honest assessment of you and assess your qualifications, because obviously you want to go towards where you're strong at. When in your life have you been honest with yourself? Even if you do possess the qualifications for the job, don't go forward in isolation. This is what's happening in the Black community. Too many business owners, too many entrepreneurs are trying to go forward by themselves. Too many are trying to build their empire alone. Too many have not learned the principle of working together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Surround yourself with family, friends, board members, co-workers, and educators who are fully vested in you. This is the important piece. You don't want just people hanging around. You want people who are fully invested or fully vested in you. Invite them on to your journey. So let me ask you guys this. For everybody that you guys know who your cheerleaders are. These are the people that support you no matter what. Like, you can have a bad idea and they'll support you. They'll tell you got a bad idea, but they'll still support you. These are the people that will support you no matter what. Oh, here we go. All right, so they're starting to come in. This looks like it's catching up. All right, there we go. All right, cool. The comments are catching up. So let me ask you guys this. Have you invited the people in your life who are your cheerleaders? Have you invited them along the journey with you? Or have you thought in your head, I have got to do this by myself? Too many of us think we have to do it by ourselves, and we don't invite the people. Like for example, let me give you guys an example. Like, Wanda Fields is watching right now. She is one of my biggest supporters. She probably don't even know it. I'm just calling her out. But she's one of my biggest supporters. So you best believe everywhere I go, Wanda's going. Why? Because I need people like that along the journey, right along with me. And in everything that Wanda does, guess what? I'm supporting her. I'm making sure that she's successful, and she's making sure that I'm successful. Everybody put in the comments below, teamwork makes the dream work. This is how this stuff works. This is how Black folk can do what's necessary to rebuild their very own community. That's by supporting one another in one another's ventures, one another's ideas, one another's new thing. But too many of us won't even accept help because we've been conditioned to believe that we need to do it alone. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I always remind people of this: the tortoise beats the hare every time. The tortoise beats the hare every time. If nothing else, or even if you don't fully embrace, or invite them onto your journey. Even if you don't fully embrace their input, they can provide an objective viewpoint to challenge you. This is a problem for many business owners. They don't accept people in their life who challenge their ideas. So, for example, I'm ERGJ. If you come and talk to me, you want a coaching session with me, I'm not going to let you get off easy. I'm going to challenge you. Some people can't handle that. They're not the people that I can work with because they want people to agree with them on everything. They don't want to grow. They just want to, they're comfortable with where they're at. So I got to ask you, for everybody that's watching now, are you comfortable with where you are at today? Or are you willing to accept challenges in your life, the type of challenges that'll help you to grow? For example, I am a master sales consultant. And so I often give tips on how you can sell more of your stuff. Now, of course, everyone doesn't always agree with some of the things that I say, but regardless of whether you agree or not, my whole intention is to help you sell more stuff. So it would make sense to me if I am a person that, maybe I'm not a master sales consultant, that I will listen to a master sales consultant and think about implementing some of the stuff that the master sales consultant says. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. You could be good where you're at. But I'm not talking about being good. I'm talking about being great. There's a difference. There's a reason why there's the word master in front of my sales proficiency. There's a master in the house, right? So, but if whatever's been working for you, it works good. And I tell people this all the time, a lot of stuff worked for Blockbuster for a long time, right? They were doing just fine, but where are they now? Right? They didn't evolve. And what you have to learn in this world is that you either evolve or you become extinct. McDonald's, they were doing good for a while, but guess what? There was another person who didn't even start McDonald's, Ray Kroc, who came in, saw a vision for where this hamburger spot could go, and he took it to a whole nother level after he bought out the people who actually created the business. He had a vision. He was a master in sales and real estate. So there's something, sometimes if you just allow people, give them permission to speak into your life, it can help take your business to a whole nother level. But too many of us are so prideful. It's the pride and ego that we have. This is my baby. I created it. This is my thing, that you don't allow other people to come in and help you to take that thing and grow it. Because at the end of the day, you created something to grow. But many of you guys are not, you're not concerned with growing. You just want to hold on to the baby and want the baby to stay 5 years old for the rest of your life. Your baby is supposed to grow. I mean, that's just what babies do. They become adolescents, they toddlers, adolescents, teenagers, then they become young adults, they become adults. That's just what babies do. So I got to ask you, as it relates to your concept, your business, the thing that you created, are you coddling your idea for so long that you're not allowing it to grow, and you find yourself 5 years later still making the same profits, not increasing in your profits, not increasing in your revenues, not increasing in your sales? You're doing okay, but it's not growing. Maybe, just maybe, you've not allowed other people to speak into your business and challenge you. Everybody put in the comments below, challenge. Challenge. I think that's what it's from Bruce Leroy, The Last Dragon. Challenge. All right, man. So if nothing else, these unique perspectives will keep you grounded, humble, and hungry to learn. And here's the question that you want to answer as it relates to this section, which is assess your qualifications. Are you qualified to deliver on this assignment? Are you qualified to deliver on this assignment? That's something that you want to think about, because this is your baby. This is something that you're looking to birth. This is something that you're looking to grow and develop. This is something that you're looking to have success with. You want to do an honest assessment of yourself and ask, am I qualified to deliver on this assignment? Again, guys, this is the Boss Vest Business Series. We're going through the book Execution Pipeline by Anthony Flynn. And this basically is how to turn your business idea from dream to reality. And we're moving on to section 59. We'll stop here. But again, you want to be taking your notes. You want to get what you can get out of this time that we have together. And hopefully it's going to help you to grow as you look to bring a business to pass, or you look to extend the products and services that you are to the business that you already have. And this is my way of giving back to you, the entrepreneur and the entrepreneur, and hopefully to help you to become successful in your venture. Now we move on to section 59 in the section Developing Human Capital. So our whole talk tonight is about developing human capital. And so the next section here is this is big. You want to evaluate your personal threats. Evaluate your personal threats. Evaluate your personal threats. Everybody put in the comments below, evaluate. One of the greatest barriers to long-term success is when entrepreneurs unknowingly hinder their own success. One of the greatest barriers to long-term success is when entrepreneurs unknowingly hinder their own success. Is it possible that you could be in your very own way to success? Is it possible that you could be your own obstacle to success? Arrogance, pride, unrealistic expectations, and a lack of accountability can all work against your own venture. Sadly, we often know about these flaws, but refuse to change them. Professional athletes never stop training and never stop receiving coaching. Even the most valuable players recognize the power of continuous learning. Whether you are an unusually talented athlete, educator, Navy SEAL, motivational speaker, truck driver, horticulturalist, in most cases, your greatness will not be tied to talent alone. Talent contributes to success, but unusual work ethic, discipline, and other intrinsic qualities carry far more weight than natural talent. And I always say this, guys, that it's cool to have talent. I want talent in my organization, but I'd rather have hustle. I'd rather take the young guy who may not be talented at all, but he has hustle, because talent I can teach. Hustle is not something that's teachable. You just got to have it. I mean, my God, you just got to have a drive inside of you. I would hire hustle over talent any day. Unusual work ethic, discipline, and other intrinsic values or qualities carry far more weight than natural talent. Ray Lewis, a retired national football player with the Baltimore Ravens, is arguably the greatest defensive player to ever play the sport at a professional level. I don't know about that. But anyway, based on the number of personal interactions I've had with him, I can tell you that two things separated Ray Lewis from other professional football players. Number one, his willingness to allow the pain of his past to drive his leadership. And then number two, his work ethic. While he clearly had natural talent, the talent alone was never enough. The NFL always had a long list of talented athletes. What the NFL does not always have is a list of talented athletes who will last more than a decade and a half playing such a brutal sport, especially at the linebacker position. Ray faced every obstacle you can imagine as an athlete and as a person. And despite his struggles, he classified the obstacles as opportunities. Do you see your obstacles as opportunities? I think this is like a skill that you have to train your eye to see opportunity. Do you see obstacles as opportunities? He didn't let people deny him, and he didn't let his circumstances define him. Let me repeat that again. He didn't let people deny him, and he did not let circumstances define him. Are you letting circumstances define you? Are you letting circumstances define you? In other words, are you a person that says, you know what, because of the situation that I'm in, I cannot rise? That's you letting the circumstances define you. Or are you a person that says, in spite of the circumstances that I face, I will rise? That's you defining yourself inside of the circumstances. I'll repeat that again. Are you a person that says that because of the circumstances, I cannot rise? In other words, you're letting the circumstances define you. Or are you a person that says, in spite of the circumstances, I will rise? That's you defining, right, yourself. That's you defining your circumstance. Or just you defining yourself. All right. Instead of running from the storms in life, Ray turned towards the storms and used them as an inspirational leverage. He made mistakes, but he turned his story into one of from trial to triumph. He resisted becoming his own worst enemy and used the pain of his story to fuel his success. How will you leverage your pain and obstacles to inspire you? How will you leverage your pain and obstacles to inspire you? Even better than talent and work ethic is the capacity to use challenges to change, stretch, and grow against all odds. Embrace constructive feedback. Not everyone has the courage to walk with this humility, but visible flaws we ignore are less dangerous than invisible flaws we don't recognize. We call these flaws blind spots, and if left unattended, they can create serious barriers to success. If you don't have the people to draw your attention to your blind spots, you will continually walk a fine line between success and failure. The stories of failure outnumber the success stories. Think of the students voted most likely to succeed in high school who fall short of those expectations today. Personality and ideas can only take you so far before you'll need to display tangible elements of execution. Quality leadership ultimately ties to your willingness to innovate, stretch, grow, and adapt relative to your personal areas of growth. In his book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, Marshall Goldsmith explains why high achievers have such trouble with long-term success. According to Goldsmith, they rely so heavily on previous success that they fail to realize that the path to previous success is not always the path to future success. As a leader, you have to deliberately fight the temptation to believe your own press clippings. Don't allow small victories or even larger ones to build you up so much that you lose the humble fire that got you started. Complacency stalks you right along with the competitor that threatens to smother you. Continually watch for signs that you become your own enemy. It happens far more often than you realize. Don't be the next one to cause your own destruction. Here's the question that you want to ask yourself. A huge question that you got to ask yourself as it relates to this section here as we're going through the execution pipeline. Could you be your own worst enemy? Could you be your own worst enemy? Again, it's something that you want to think about, something you want to write down in your notes. You really want to do an honest assessment of yourself tonight as we go through how to turn your business idea from dream to reality. Again, this is The Execution Pipeline by Anthony Flynn. I think one of the best books as it relates to developing a business concept that I've ever come across. And that's why I continue to share with you guys things that have helped me to become the businessman that I am. And so hopefully tonight you got some good notes. I know that the comment section isn't working all that well. That's okay. Well, not really okay, but it is what it is. But tonight we've also talked about the shea butter hand cream that you can get for $8.49. All you got to do is just inbox us your email address and your email address and also your zip code. We'll get that out to you ASAP. Rocky $8.49 for shea butter hand cream. It has soy milk, frankincense, and myrrh in it. Very, very fantastic. And we also talked about this Saturday. We have the online class this Saturday. Is going to teach parents how to buy stock for their kids. We have to teach our children early what we learn late and what some of us have not learned at all. We want to put them in position to win with money, and that's how you do it. You learn how to invest at an early age. Well, guys, this is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. Normally, I would ask for some feedback from you guys. I don't know how many people are watching. I don't know what's going on with the platform today, but I know you guys are there, and hopefully this has been an asset to what you do with your business. This is the Boss Vest Business Series, where we are investing into the entrepreneur, the entrepreneur. We want to help you start your business this year, or we want to help you to expand your products and services that you have this year. And remember this, guys, it takes a village. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. You guys have a good night.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club with your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there